boat.
Take care of each other. Love you, Pop.
Take care of yourself, Dad.
Be safe.
Say bye, Papa.
Bye, Papa.
Have a good trip.
Love you, Dad. Be safe.
Have a beautiful time.
Love you.
So we just left Newport at about 11:30, 11:45 on our way to the east end of Catalina, which is right where we're going. You can see a ship up there. You can see another ship over here, and then a big ship over there. It looks smaller in the GoPro. I have my VHF on in my AIS. So you can see the ship. I'm not sure if you can or not on the display, but it shows both of those ships. One's 2.5 miles, one's about a half a mile. It's that guy there, but we're going different directions. So we've gone 14 miles so far from the entrance. So anyway, that's the update. Nothing spectacular. Autopilot's working well. Getting my reef point set up so I can reef tonight. Cindy did a great job stowing. There's a lot of gear in here and a lot of food and water and all kinds of stuff. So it is a small boat. As I consume things, it will make more room. So I need to eat and drink. And I'm working on my first gallon of water. So anyway, been talking to a lot of people, a lot of texting. The tracker seems to be working on the inReach. Jason's got that all figured out. So everything's a-okay at this point. Just past the east end of Catalina. Raise the motor, we're fully sailing now. Cindy, your finger's okay. You did a good job bandaging it. Still dry, knock on wood. We have visitors. Hope you can see them. Aw, beautiful. We're going 7-1 right now. So are they. Awesome. Well, here it is, Cindy. It's 12 o'clock, Monday. I've been at sea a half hour less than one day. 12:35 will be my 24-hour mark. I must say, I've had to pee about 10 or 15 times, but I got it down. I did it for you. First time ever double reefing the main. Yeah, I know there's a big balloon up there. I need to put a line around there. So we have a storm coming tonight. Just in case, I have my ditch bag ready. 8-perb, water, some food, some other stuff. I don't remember what, but it's ready. I have my life jacket on. First time I believe that I've worn it, my jacket harness. I don't anticipate using any of these things, but you need to be prudent, right? Trying to get little by little, get organized inside. Very difficult though. Right now I'm trying to charge everything and I'm having issues with that, so nothing's easy, but I didn't do this trip to be easy. Sure. Jason hooked up a weather router, which is a great idea. I'm proud of him. I'm thankful for doing it. He's gonna text me some positions to head to try to keep me out of the worst of it. When I get him, I'll enter him into my Garmin. Double reefed main. I unfurled some of the Jenny because the wind was getting lighter, relatively. And it's quick to furl anyway. The furler works absolutely great. The rope clutch is a real blessing. 100% improvement over the old method with the cam cleat and the little winches. This winch here is very nice. The Barlow, powerful. Just hoist the main up, furls the Jenny very easily. I don't have to use a lot of muscle power. pretty high anxiety at the time because you're looking, weighing the options. Do I turn around and head back 500 miles over that upwind, which I didn't think the mast would survive it, or do I sail 1,800 miles downwind? So I opted for the downwind. I think that's my best chance. I don't want to leave the boat out here, so I'm going to get her to Hawaii. It's very pleasant right now. I feel good. I just ate a warm beef stroganoff meal, an avocado, some crackers. So I'm doing great. I have dry clothes on. Oh, and look inside. I put the bunk up for tonight, so I actually have a place to sleep. There's still a lot of gear left, which is good, Cindy. I'm going to need a lot of food for 3 weeks, right? You did great. This is Thursday, I believe. It's the calmest that it's been since I left Newport Harbor. The sun just came out. I had a little rain earlier, as you can see here. Not much, but it was enough to wet everything again, and I pile everything in the cabin. But it's so beautiful out here and so amazing. I love it. It's been incredible the last couple of days, the beauty of it. Right now I'm flying most of the Genoa and motoring. I was motoring at 3.5 knots, but the wind came up a little. So now if you can see, I'm doing 4.1, 4.5. So I picked up a knot or so by unfurling the Genoa. Here's my backstay situation. I know the sun's right there. So that's the main halyard. And then on this side, I have the spare Genoa halyard. Also going all the way up. The middle right one right there is my topping lift. That's the first thing I did, is bring the boom, drop the main, bring the boom amidships, and crank it down. That's only 3/16 rope, but it did give it a little relief. And the brake is right there above the turnbuckle. Again, probably hard to see with the sun. So I'll shoot again later. But everything's good right now. I don't need a lot. 10 to 15 knots would be perfect. Just a little bit of the Jenny and some surfing, and I could maintain a decent speed and meet you guys in Hawaii. So here's my little water world. Towels are drying. Been wet since the storm. I was taking tons of water through that hatch right there, the sliding hatch. Never happened before, but I guess when a whole wave hits it, it just poured into the cabin. So I laid the towels up there just one at a time, and it completely blocked that, so it worked well. Solar panels working, full Jenny, motoring because there's almost no wind. Jenny's almost ineffective. Thank God motor's doing great. That's a halyard right there. Slash backstay. Beautiful day out here, just beautiful. But I'll be really 17:45 from Hawaii. So every day I want to knock it down by at least 1 digit on the hundreds. So by tonight I should be at the 1600s, high 1600s, nonetheless. And I'll try to do that every day. And if I can do that every day, I'll be there in 17 days. A little bit longer trip than I had hoped for, but always knew it could happen. I fixed the bow light today. That was a 2-hour job. It got drenched and quit working during the storm, so I've been having to use a headlight, one of those little ones you put on your head. It's just white. is just spectacular. It's so beautiful out here. It's a very weird feeling being the only boat. Incredibly beautiful and peaceful. No wind though. So I'm motoring at like a 1/4 throttle and I get tremendous gas mileage. I don't even know how much. It's been going since 6 o'clock this morning on my watch, and it's 6:20 now, and there's still gas in the can. So maybe on the next tank doing the same thing, because tomorrow's supposed to be dead light as well, with wind coming in on Sunday. So I'll probably use another tank tomorrow to get into the wind, and I'll clock it. And I'm getting great mileage. So I took the main sheet off because we're not using the main sail, and I hoisted it up over the left hand, which is the starboard spreader, and dropped it down on this side. Then I picked it up. I'm telling you this in 2 minutes, and it took me 2 hours. And I put a crescent wrench on the end of the pole to use it as like a fork. And then I raised it up on this side and threw it over the right hand, which is port spreader, and dropped it down. So now you can see the main sheet used to control the mainsail. Now it's positioned down there, tied on the crossbeam. It's the second one on the right, and then it goes up around the spreaders and then back down to right there, also to the crossbeam. So that gives me 4 ropes supporting the mast. So when I'm going downwind, which is the rest of the trip once I get in the trades, you know, I want to keep that mast standing. If it does, I'm going to be in good shape because I can moderate the power by reducing this furling jenny very easily. And the boat goes pretty well with just a jenny, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to make up some time once I get in the trades, which will be, I guess, on Sunday. So I'm excited about that. I'll get some more work done tomorrow. There's so much work every day. There are jobs. I have another big job ahead of me for tomorrow. Underneath, it's all storage. And under the cushion in the hatch down there is 12 gallons of water. And I'm suspecting I have water in there because there was solid water coming over this deck in that storm for hours and hours and hours. So I'm gonna pull all the food and everything out of there and check the water, check the compartments, see if there's any water in them. If so, pump it out, because I don't expect that to happen to me again like what I went through. So then I'll open this hatch and let it air out during any good weather. Otherwise it has to be locked. It's so beautiful. This is probably the highlight of the trip for me this evening. Well, now I'm happy. Cindy, I found the lighter in the upper box, so I am styling this morning. I'm gonna have coffee. I'm gonna fill that guy up, and then I'm gonna fill that guy up, which will give me about another three cups between today and tomorrow. I'm thrilled about that. So, wow, this stove puts out a ton of heat. I don't think it's gonna take a tremendous amount of time. So, I'm happy. Coffee coming. Coffee's on, honey. Come down and have a cup with me. Just found this guy in the cabin this morning on the floor. Too bad I didn't know he came in. I could have saved him. Now I'm gonna eat him. Seriously? No, not really. So this is my task for today. I had to pull all this stuff out from the bow, including the cushions, oars, sails. This is where we stored the bulk of our water, 12 gallons. Spare life jackets. That stuff up there is probably okay. That's a watertight compartment forward of that life jackets. This is water that entered through the forward hatch. Even though it was clamped down tight and the seal looks good, you can just barely see daylight, but the force of the waves washing over the deck just poured in. So I gotta get a manual pump out from the very aft compartment, come back up here and try to pump all that out, put the water over here on this seat, then I'll let it air out for a little while it's not too rough, and put it all back. Nothing like sailing to the tropics in July, right? Freezing cold. That's the new autopilot. It's heavier duty than the old one, which is the one that I was using earlier on the trip. The old one still works, but she's straining and she's been popping some fuses, so finally decided to get the new one going, and oh my gosh, amazing. Absolutely great. I'm laying in bed. Furled Genoa out, autopilot. I'm not doing anything, boat sailing herself. 5.5 knots. Right on course. It started raining, which is why I pulled the cushions in, which is enough to make it look like this. And then I have my foul weather gear and jackets are off, so they're bundled over there. That's towels and some food and stuff. My sleeping bag is all the electronic stuff, which I try to keep organized because I need this stuff so much. My log. So that's about it. This is a shot of my AIS receiver. I have it set for a 10-mile range. If a ship comes into that circle, it gives me a very loud alarm and you can't sleep through it. If I hit info on a ship, it'll tell me how fast it's going, the tonnage, the course that it's on. So like the last one, the closest approach point was 4.4 miles because it was going at an angle across that circle. But anyway, that's a great thing. I love it. Really gives me peace of mind. Otherwise, I'd be. Here's my chef minute meal. Been cooking for 10 minutes. Beef stew, super easy. Takes 1 minute to get it set up in here. 10 minutes to get it super hot. 5 minutes though it's warm. You could eat it. So in about 6-7 minutes, I'm gonna have a hot meal. Beautiful sunset. Both of the drawers slid out and emptied. So I've got them gorilla taped in now. Well, you're the first, not really I'm the first, but you're the second to witness me, I think, finally getting into the trades. I'm starting to do some straight downwind. You'll see a lot of slop going by that's still So I got chased inside by rain, along with most of the cushions. I've been laying out there most of the day. Very pleasant day thus far. It's 2 o'clock. Probably my best day weather-wise. 8 to 13 knots of wind. Boat, you know, doing steady, 4 to 5 knots. Peaceful for the most part. It was awesome. Just awesome. Beautiful. But the wind is filling in now, along with the rain, so I may have to go out and shorten the sail and just hunker down because it's probably coming. Nonetheless, it was an amazing half day. That's about the smallest flying fish I've ever seen. Unfortunately, he's already dead. I found him on the trampoline. Here's what's usually the favorite part of my morning. I do it at noon. I figure out my miles for the 24 hours. Then I take my latitude and longitude, and then I plot it on here. So here's where I was yesterday. And we're dropping down now onto more of a direct line along this line, hopefully. But over here is Hawaii. And back here is California. I don't know how much of the detail you can see, which will give me about 8 more days. 8 to 9 days left. Here's my lunch for today. Starkist Tuna Creations. Carla wrote a note on it for me. Cindy misses you, be safe. Anyway, this is a quick, easy lunch. You just zip open the top, grab a fork, chow down. Takes just a few minutes and it's good. So I've been having about one of these a day. So really thankful for these. Thanks, Cindy, for giving me so many. Solar panel had a loose wire. I fixed it. It's charging. So it hasn't helped me for I don't know how many days. I thought it was, but it hasn't helped. So that will help the situation. Which you can't tell here, but I have right now. I took the foul weather jacket off, and then I have my inflatable harness, which is heavy and kind of bulky. Then my jacket, then my sweatshirt, then a shirt, then the bibs. All is well right now. I'm having an absolutely beautiful day in spite of occasional big waves and heavy overcasts, which is what we've lived with mostly this whole trip. But the wind is mild, like 10 to 13 knots maybe. So we're handling it nicely and making some good time toward Hawaii. And we passed the halfway mark yesterday, so very excited about that. Today's July 25th, and it's the end of the daytime of probably the best day I've had on the entire trip. The sun even came out for a while, and now I've got the motor running only to charge the batteries for an hour, such as it will do in that amount of time. But first sunset I've had for a few days because of the overcast. It's been overcast all day today, and rained on, but the sun came out a while ago. Here's an update from the South Pacific. It actually looks like it today rather than the North Atlantic. Pretty good conditions. So overall it's been one of my best days thus far. Knock on wood. I don't know what we're averaging, 5 something. I've been at sea now 2 weeks and a couple of hours. And here is a milestone. Well, it's hard to show, I think. I can't quite see in the little screen, but in the upper right, 799, that's miles left to Honolulu. So I broke 800 at 10 after 2. The autopilot got me close on track last night, during that rough night. So that was nice to see. Shoes and socks drying out. Fortunate whenever I can do that, because I can't even tell anymore if my feet are wet or not. So I just dry them out whenever it's sunny. I'm usually wet when I take my shoes and socks off. But I feel good today. God willing, if it stays like this, it'll be smooth sailing to Honolulu. So 799 miles, 100 miles a day. I'll be there in 8 days period. I usually better the 100, but not by a whole lot. Thank you for not landing on my wind indicator. It wouldn't have lasted 2 seconds. I'm surprised you're the first bird to try to land, though. Because you guys are out here a long way. far this morning. Dark, high winds, raining, intense, howling, just shorten the sail, shorten the sail, shorten the sail. I don't know what I'm looking like, pretty scruffy. It's so soft. I've never had this much growth before. Anyway, Cindy wants me to leave it for her, so I think I'm going to. Oh, and I had a nice talk with Ian on the phone today. I tried Ava, but it disconnected. I was gonna leave her a voicemail, so I don't know. Maybe she didn't recognize the number. But I'll try again later. It'd be fun to say hi to her from out here. Jesse later too. Less than half speed ahead. Getting too rough. It's harder than it seems because it's heavy. But it's extended out. Flying fish flattened by the spinnaker pole. Well, just had another squall. Boy, we got rain. We got wind. Mainly wind. It didn't do much to the waves because it really only lasted about 15 minutes or 20 minutes. See how much I furled the sail down. And that kept us driving, so I need to unfurl it now. Beautiful rainbow. Anyway, time to unfurl the sail and try to dry out again. It keeps you on your toes. Hope you can see that rainbow on the screen. This is Wednesday morning. Day started out pretty calm, so I've been motor sailing. Now the wind's picking up, a lot of white caps. So a little more Jenny than I would normally have. I just reduced it a little bit, so I'm trying to charge the sat phone too, which is why I haven't stopped motor sailing. I usually run the inverter while the motor's running. I had a low battery this morning, so you know I'm teetering right now. That's all the trash I've accumulated so far. I pack it very tightly. And I just put the white one in today. So at most I'll have one more white one. So 3 bags in 3 weeks. Not too bad. So my average yesterday was 5.6 when I went to bed, and then I had to shorten sail like I said, and of course we slowed down, and it dropped down by this morning. It was 4.9, which is very disappointing. So it's Tuesday evening, about 8:35. Had a spectacular day in the trade. Straight sailing downwind, beautiful. Wind and seas were great. I mean, you know, there's still big waves, but not bad at all. It was lovely, beautiful day. No issues, nothing. It was close to perfection. No ships. The last ship I saw was on the 20th. And you can see how hard it is to balance. I'm laying on the boom even. Last ship on the 20th, and there's our furled sail. It's not too furled today. That's about the most I ever let out, maybe a tad more if it's lighter winds. Mostly it's less than that because it's usually stronger winds. Anyway, it was a great day. So it's raining a little bit, and I have retired to the comforts of the cabin, which, as you can see, is extremely comfortable. The wind blows right in the hatch, so if I don't close the hatch, the rain comes into about here. I have a few snacks, bunch of electronics, batteries, chargers. This is the ditch bag where I have my EPIRB. My wallet's in here, some paperwork like pink slip on the boats, the 2 boats, flares, bottle of water, a few other things, safety stuff. This is my foldable seat. I usually don't bring it in, but I've been using it so much, and it dries quickly, but I keep it dry by bringing it in here during the rain. Jackets, my sleeping bag I roll up, put away every night. In the bag it has remained completely dry, thank God. These are the pants I just took off today. They're like cardboard. Salt encrusted. Then down here underneath the leaf, that's my foul weather gear, the red. They ate my last towel, the blue one. That's the power inverter. My minute meals, which I only have 2 left. And my electrical repair kit. Coming back up north, I have a couple more cushions stowed in here just during the rain. It all goes back out after the rain. And there you can see that it is actually still raining. So on this day, about noon, these giant rollers started coming in from the south, from the hurricane. They were huge. They were terrifying, honestly. And then I had the normal trade wind prevailing conditions of like 6 to 8, occasional 10s from the southeast, so south and southeast, and it was so scary. And Jason checked the weather stuff, and he told me to expect it to last through tomorrow night, or into tomorrow night. So okay, well, you no choice. So, but now it's like almost 6 o'clock, and the giant southerly swell has eased up tremendously. Thank God. And so I'm just dealing with the normal prevailing, which also has eased up. So right now the weather's pretty decent. If it weren't for the rain, I'd be out there pretty happy. So tonight's my concern. The nights are hard because it gets so dark here. You can't see anything. You can't see your hand in front of your face unless the running light is shining on it. It's that black. You can't see waves rolling by or coming up behind you until they break. The wind comes and goes. You get squalls. It's pretty scary at night. It's very difficult. Autopilot struggles keeping control. So last night, when all that happened, and the boat actually once turned completely sideways to the waves, which is not good, I started the motor, furled the sail completely, and reset the autopilot, and the boat settled down completely. And it steered it perfectly, almost. Still, meanders a little bit, but for the most part steered a straight course, which keeps us safe, kept us at a slow speed. 4.6 knots we averaged over the rest of the night. So the motor was on for, I would say about 6 hours, give or take, and used a couple of gallons of gas at that throttle rate. So not bad. That's it. That's the end of the tour. Friday night. It's drizzling. It rained pretty hard a while ago. So I'm standing inside the hatch. But that's where I came from 2,000 miles ago roughly. And that's where we're headed. 235 miles, roughly. Very beautiful. Happy Saturday morning. This is my sunrise. But it was a rough night. Whoa, it blew so hard all night long. Anyway, here we are. We finish day after tomorrow. And we're getting there, baby. So there's a little bit of jib. This like smaller than a Sabbath sail, probably 40 square feet out right now. flying fish. I hope that show. Oh, something chasing it. Oh, some actual life out here, huh? Anyway, she has been up to the challenge, more so than me, I would say, which has been the case in all my trips. She has always come through for me. Very proud of her. Just little. Eight to 10 foot waves and 20-25 knots of wind. Sounds great. All right, Jason. Appreciate it. All right, sounds good. I love you too, Jason. Thanks for your help and have a good night. The wind shifted. I'm now on a port tack, meaning the wind's coming from the left side of the boat. First time in the entire trip I've been on port tack. It's pretty darn windy and pretty wavy, and it's rained so far on me 5 times today. I'm having trouble keeping the boat on course too, because she keeps wanting to go north. I'm already 5 miles north of my track. The wind does seem to be swinging a little back to the normal direction. I'm still on a port tack. See Molokai, at least I can see it. It starts there low, kind of faint, then it goes up and up and up into the clouds, and you can see a whoop there where it's like 2 peaks, mostly behind the clouds. Continues on that way, then it starts tapering down, so I don't want to get there too early, hence I have a tiny bit of sail up because I need to be able to keep enough speed to steer. But I only need to do 3.5 knots. 3.7, 4.3, 3.8, 5.1, 6.2, 6.5. I can't go slow enough, which presents me with the big dilemma. I mean, I can stop the boat completely and lie a haul, which turns sideways. Not my favorite thing. Or I could start down Molokai in the dark, which I don't want to do either. So we'll see how it plays out. It's still early, 1:20. Spirit's first Hawaiian sunrise. Probably first of many for her. approximately 54, that's in 54 years since I've been to Oahu. And there's Diamond Head, about 6.5 miles away now. I love you too, honey, very much. Bye. Good morning, Hawaii. Free Spirit, we made it to Hawaii, baby. It was not an easy trip. Nothing worthwhile is easy. We're not at the dock yet, but we're pretty darn close.